fell in love with bicycling a few years back when I moved from the valley to Venice. I bought a beach cruiser and started riding everywhere. One day during a hike, it occurred to me that doing a bike tour would get me out of my funk and allow me to accomplish a dream. It's a brisk, overcast morning, but my spirits are high and I'm ready. Day 1. I was settling into bed on the ground when I saw 3 coyotes about 30 feet away roaming for food. I'm so glad the yelling and clapping scared them off. Day 2. When I picture California, I like to picture this California. Live oaks, agriculture, and friendly people. Day 3. Tonight I'm sleeping next to the 10 freeway, more or less in a ditch. It's pretty lonely in the dark, desolate desert, but the exhilaration of a good ride more than makes up for it. Day 4. We left town around 4 and went straight to the Colorado River and took a swim. The water felt wonderful after the heat of the desert. Day 5. Everything that is pleasant in subtle ways in normal day-to-day life becomes amplified to ecstasy on the road. It seems that deprivation creates the greatest potential for joy. Day 6. I have never experienced complete silence before. There were no crickets, cars, planes, dogs, not even the far-off hum of a generator or power line. Silence. What peace. Downhill was insane. I got going 50 miles an hour. I knew how stupid it was, but I couldn't resist. Day 10. I tried my luck at another omelet with much success. 6 eggs, Anaheim peppers, cubed ham, and cheese. Day 11. I woke up with the sun, refreshed and with a beautiful sunrise and incredible view. What a wonderful part of the country. Day 12. It's easy to lose focus on a trip like this, to be so far from anywhere with such a loose purpose and dwindling spirits. Day 13. Just out of town, I crossed the Continental Divide. Day 14. I never envisioned it like this. The lows are so much lower and the highs so much higher. Nothing is to be expected or taken for granted. Day 15. Last night while cooking I saw the sun set over the western mountains. Then while writing my journal entry I saw the moon rise over the east mountains with an orange glow. I got up before the sun rose and watched the moon turn yellow and drop behind the west mountains and the warm morning sun come over the east mountains. Amazing. Day 17. I then cleaned up and watched the beautiful sunset through the far-off tempestuous clouds. Day 18. I pushed on, looking over my shoulder occasionally to see the monstrous clouds of Zeus growing every minute. Hey, hey, it's a new day, let's slow go before you lose your way. Hey, hey, it's a new day, let's slow go before you lose your way. Hey, hey, it's a new day, let's slow go before you lose your way. Day 20. I was barefoot and the rain was pouring. Fields were now ponds and roads were now rivers. There was lightning cracking a block or two away and I was too heavily laden with stuff to run. Day 21. I finished my water off a couple miles out of town and arrived not long after in a ghost town. Whoops. Day 23. I put my head down and collected myself as best I could, but things had just gotten to me. The thunderstorm, the rain, the loneliness, the riding, my battered knees, my $100 fancy stove not even a month old, bashed to bits and embedded in the mud. What was I doing? Recalling the best days of my life. I can die happy and won't even ask thee one more night, one more night. Day 24. I made it about 45 miles before riding up on a man leading a donkey and cart down the side of the road. His name is Charlie and I couldn't help but hang out and talk with him about his adventures. Day 29. I wished all the wonderful people I met on the road could continue on with me. Day 31. It was a cool morning and the forest was fragrant. The pleasant smell of pines, honeysuckles, grass, and all the smells of a quaint farm. Day 32. The sky was pink and I was pouring sweat. Flying insects were out in the thousands. I had to look at the ground in front of me and use my helmet's visor to deflect them from my face. The intensity with which they smacked off my arms matched the tempo of my riding.
You shouldn't wait for the sun to set, just live your life with no regrets. You shouldn't wait for the sun to set, just live your life with no regrets. You shouldn't wait for the sun to set, just live your life with no regrets.
Day 35. I made it to Sunset, a nice little town which was even more southern looking than all the towns I previously noted. Day 36. I saw my first gator today. Day 37. They greeted me warmly and gave me cold water and beer and shared a wealth of knowledge about Louisiana's people, history, geography, geology, hydrology, etc. They spoke with enthusiasm and in smooth southern style. Day 38. We hopped in the chopper and took off. What an incredible feeling. We flew over Homa and then found a barrier island that looked suitable for fishing and landed. Day 40. I made it to the ferry, which was free, and made it across to an attractive downtown. Day 41. The trumpets were screaming and the trombones blaring. The rhythm section banged out a beat that I couldn't resist bobbing my head to. It was soulful and funky and incredibly entertaining. Day 42. I was able to cruise to the bars in the warm southern air. I saw a raccoon, fox, armadillo, and a man in a car looking for his pit bull on the way downtown. Day 43. The wind was blowing in gusts of at least 40 miles an hour. I had to hold on to the side wall of the bridge for a few minutes to keep from being blown over. I've never felt a force so powerful. Day 44. There was a possum on the table walking around. I asked him what he thought he was doing, to which I got no response, so I picked up my water bottle from the table and gave him a good smack on the butt. Day 47. Mike chopped up oranges and lemons and potatoes and corn and sausage and threw them in a big metal pot with 12 pounds of crawfish submerged in water. It turned out to be a big feast and I really enjoyed all the food. Day 48. I love all the bridges out here. For one thing, it breaks up the routine of pedaling down a road. If these bridges existed in West Texas, I probably would have bowed before everyone and sang a song before crossing. Day 49. I walked out on one of the boardwalks and saw a couple of gators swimming around, great blue herons fishing, pelicans perched on piers, fish doing out-of-water acrobats, all in the dying glow of the day. Day 50. I was sad to leave town and feeling an unshakable hopelessness about the trip, but I knew that soon the sun would be shining and my knee would feel good, and I'd be cruising down the coast singing to pelicans and waving to alligators. Day 51. It's like the feeling when someone's upset with you and they won't tell you why. You just want it to be out and over with, even if they have to scream at you. That's how I felt about the weather today. Finally, it yelled at me. So softly, let the Johnny's and enjoy the breeze. I can feel it, feel it. Yeah, I can feel it, feel it coming down on me. 54. The rain finds a way to make me miss a warm home more than anything else on the road. Day 55. I rode to the beach as the sun sunk low in the sky. Clearwater is an incredibly beautiful place. I rode over a big bridge and got a view of the whole beach. Day 56. I explained my predicament to a cop who had just pulled in, and he told me to go on the shoulder of the opposing traffic and ride like hell. Okie dokie. Day 57. Fish chased each other and anglers quietly drifted around in boats. Day 59. There were the most incredible cloud formations all over the sky. Big passenger planes following their flight paths to the Miami megalopolis looked like small fish swimming through a crystal clear pool, vanishing behind puffy white underwater plants and then reappearing. What perspective. Day 60. I rode back and checked it out. It led right back to a mangrove swamp sort of area with the rotten old boardwalk leading to the water's edge. There was a small clearing at the foot of the boardwalk where I was able to set up my camp and cook dinner. Day 61. I made it to the southernmost point on Key West around 4:30 and let out a big victory yell. It's hard to believe that I'm here. I couldn't envision this riding down the streets of California towards the unknown. I couldn't imagine my legs taking me 3,000 miles. I couldn't picture 60 places to sleep. I wouldn't believe someone if they would have told me the friends I'd make, the kindness I'd receive, the fear I'd conquer, the feelings I'd feel, the joy I'd experience. I couldn't come up with a very cohesive or concise reason for doing this ride in the beginning, but I think I have one now. I did it to do it, because that's the only way to live life.